One guy gets so embarrassed he decides to wipe an entire people off the map. Xerxes of Persia, his subjects literally called him King of Kings and hinted he was part god, rolls out what might still be the biggest land army ever fielded. Mission: finish the job his old man botched and turn Greece into a parking lot of ash. Spoiler, it didn't work. But for a hot second the planet almost spoke Persian. We are talking about the Second Persian Invasion, the sequel that makes the original look like a backyard skirmish. I'll walk you through Xerxes' slow burn need for payback, the absurd headcounts, the mountain passes that saved the day, and the watery ambush that changed everything. By the end, you'll know how a bunch of bickering city-states stared extinction in the eye and still found a way to laugh last. After the bruise at Marathon in 490 BC, King Darius limped home with his ego shredded. He spent his final years shaking down satraps for cash and sketching Greece, take two, then died before he could punch the launch button. Enter Xerxes, crown, cash, and a grudge in one neat package. At first he tries to shrug it off. Egypt's revolting, again. Babylon's scheming, again. And the royal road needs pothole repair. Yet every time he yawns, some courtier whispers, remember Sardis, the Greek raid that torched the Persian capital in Asia Minor. That little barbecue still stinks 10 years later. So Xerxes calls the governors, round up troops, load the wagons, sharpen the spears. Revenge just became national sport. Ancient tabloids scream 2 million soldiers. Modern historians cough politely and suggest maybe 200,000 fighters. Still a city of warriors stretching farther than your Monday commute. Add cooks, surgeons, concubines, and the livestock to feed them, and the baggage line looks like a moving mountain range. The Navy. Somewhere between 601,000 triremes, crewed by Phoenicians, Egyptians, and Ionians who'd rather be anywhere else. Engineers lash boats across the Hellespont. Yep, they build a pontoon bridge of ships so the army can stroll from Asia to Europe like it's a Sunday market. They even carve a canal through the Athos Peninsula because last time a storm they shredded Darius' fleet. All this so one king can sleep better at night. The Greeks aren't asleep. In Corinth, Athens, Sparta, and 30-odd neighbors bury the hatchet long enough to build the Hellenic League, an alliance formed only when the sky is literally falling. Themistocles bangs the drum for sea power. Sparta, naturally, wants to settle it the old-fashioned way, with heavy bronze and heavier egos. Compromise, a token land force, led by King Leonidas, plants itself at Thermopylae, the hot gates. It's a car track between cliff and sea, perfect funnel for mayhem. 3 brutal days, 300 Spartans, 700 Thespians, 400 the bands, and whoever else could squeeze in turn that pass into a slaughterhouse. Persian cavalry can't charge, archers can't arc, and every wave breaks against Spartan shields. Then a local goatherd named Ephialtes shows the Persians a goat path around the flank. Leonidas waves off the allies and stays put. Spartans and Thespians fight till the sun sets on their bodies. Gate lost, but Greece just bought precious weeks. While Thermopylae bleeds, the allied fleet nips at the Persians off Artemisium, then sprints south. Athens empties, women, kids, and grandma's hop ferries to Salamis and Troezen. Xerxes burns the abandoned city, yes, even the old temple on the Acropolis, and figures the war's in the bag. Themistocles slips a slave into the Persian camp with a fake sob story. The Greek captains are fighting like drunk frat boys. They'll scatter tonight. Xerxes swallows the bait and parks his fleet across the straits, corking the bottle. What he misses is that Salamis narrows are barely a mile wide, perfect for bumper boat chaos. Greek triremes are beefier rams with oarsmen who speak the same language. Persian crews are a polyglot traffic jam. Dawn mist lifts, the Persians squeeze in 3 lopsided columns, and 10 hours later 200 of their hulls are new reefs. Xerxes watches from a clifftop throne, reportedly snapping his staff and yelling things that would make a sailor blush. Persian sea power never recovers. Salamis doesn't end the war, but it breaks the wave. Xerxes eyes his supply line, an overstretched ribbon all the way back to the Hellespont, and marches the bulk of the army home. He leaves General Mardonius with the pick of the troops to wrap things up. Mardonius winters in Thessaly and sends polite notes to Athens. Switch sides and keep your walls. The Athenians toss his envoys off a cliff. Spring 479 BC, the biggest Greek army yet, about 40,000 hoplites, forms up at Plataea. The battle is sloppy, a tangle of misheard orders and accidental advances. In the final act, the Spartans, under Pausanias, crash through the Persian center. Mardonius dies, his army melts away. Same day, far across the Aegean, Allied marines land at Mycale and burn every Persian hull on the beach. 2 defeats, 1 sunrise. Persian expansion into Europe is over. Xerxes retreats to Persepolis, where palace plots and provincial headaches keep him busy until an assassin shortens his reign in 465 BC. The grand campaign to avenge Dad ends up forging something his court never imagined: a Greek identity strong enough to birth drama, philosophy, sculpture, and democracy in the next 50 years. The revenge he wanted. It burned all right, just not where he planned. If you've ever rooted for the underdog, tap that like button. Algorithms think it's a round of applause for history nerds. Comment below. Would you hold the pass with Leonidas or bet it all on Themistocles' watery gamble? And if you want more tales of kings, generals, and near-miss moments that shape the world, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Next chapter drops soon. Thanks for watching.